Yeah. See, this just gets really weird. Hey everybody, my name's Trent and I am not your normal guy. Recently we just hit 50 subscribers and I guess in celebration of that I'm doing a crossover something. I don't know. This is my brother. Someday when he gets channel 2 we'll link all of his stuff. So introduce yourself, Trevor.
We'll see.
Yeah,
but I'm Trevor. Let's see, my channel is called Hatless Spider, which is from college days, and it's probably longer to take to explain than it really matters. But yeah, I don't think I have any videos. I might have had like one video from when I had picked up a bunch of Power Rangers toys from an estate sale. So I think that's all I have.
Hauls are really popular.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't really care if it gets views.
Because this is a wartime shorts video, it's called Melody Time. Melody Time is pretty neatly put into 7 different categories. So we're gonna rank what our favorites were, and this will be kind of the storyline portion for this week. But then you can expect a ranking video to come out next week after that, or maybe in a couple days.
My number 1 was definitely Johnny Appleseed, but that's partially because, I mean, with Fort Wayne, we have the history with Johnny Appleseed where, we have the Johnny Appleseed grave downtown. And as kids, we grew up singing that song, Oh, the Lord's Been Good to Me, almost as like a before meal prayer. So for me, that's definitely my favorite.
My number 1 for me was a segment called Trees. I think it was like 1 minute long, and both of us looked at each other. We were like, wow, that was a really, really good segment. Oh, yeah. I loved it. It was very serious, very full of gravitas. I'm probably a bit more serious than you are as far as animation goes. Like, yeah, I like the more serious things.
For me, like, animation, I don't know. I mean, I definitely appreciate a good animation, but to me, it's not as big of a deal. Like, I'm more about like the music in this movie. So
in this short in Trees, it was very. I almost felt like they gave a personality to the weather, which was something that was really cool to me, and it was very just nuanced, and it didn't look like even the animals. Usually, the animals just look like regurgitated animals from every other Disney movie, at least to me. But these animals actually had like a style of their own. I really liked that.
Well, I actually had Trees as my number 2. That's what I was just going to say. Because I work for the Postal Service, I'm outside every day. Kind of the beauty that I see, like even when it rains and when it storms and after the fact. Like, I'll be out there and see a rainbow, or I'll see the sun shining through after a rainstorm. And for me, that's what it felt like. And it really was just a short little video, but it really brought all that together really well.
So number 2 for me was Once Upon a Winter Time. And that's probably similar to you with your number 1 for me for number 2, because I always grew up watching this Disney sing-along movie that had that in it. All these initial animations were very stylized, the ones that I really liked at the very top. So I really loved that piece. It was really fun to be able to watch again and to see kind of where it actually came from, because to me, it just came from that sing-along song. All right, so number 3 for you.
Once Upon a Winter Time. So and it's kind of the same thing. It is a nostalgic thing, but it's also what I thought about during it was just kind of reminiscing of, like, when I originally fell in love, and like, it shows the guy having the kiss, and I think he kisses her twice, or she kisses him.
Something like that, yeah.
His face turns beet red and everything. It's just all these, like, huge emotions, and even with that, like, it's just such a short little story, but it gives like such big feelings. Yeah. And then also, like, just some of the best things about wintertime, hearing the sleigh bells and ice skating, sledding. That's what I love about it.
We are truly blessed to live in the North. Sometimes. Truly blessed. So number 3 for me is I actually did Legend of Johnny Appleseed. So our top 3 are the same. I do really like that piece. I guess maybe I'm more cynical than I used to be. So a lot of times I like the more cynical things, which is probably why I like the Storm too. The Legend of Johnny Appleseed is really good. And again, being from Fort Wayne, I mean, we've got that all over. Our baseball team is called the Tin Caps. And we lovingly call them the Potheads. And I don't think most people understand what Johnny Appleseed really is, but we always grew up with that because we're from Fort Wayne, so we always
it would
knew
be
about
interesting to see like what sections of the country would actually know about Johnny
Yeah.
Appleseed and like. Although maybe other people grew up watching this as a kid, so
maybe hardcore Disney fans would really understand.
But I thought it was funny too while we were watching it. I was just thinking about how apple trees grown from seeds can't even actually really grow good apples.
Yeah,
they'll grow more like crab apples, and see. But it shows them eating all these apples in the movie, and in actuality, like they couldn't even eat any apples from that. Like if they did, it would be completely nasty. So what he was really growing them for was just hard cider. So I mean, it shows them all partying and everything. So I guess
he was making people happy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What was your number 4?
I just had it as Pecos Bill, but I guess the story itself is just kind of silly and over the top. But I love the singing and I love the campfire in the Old West and like all the backdrops too.
Yeah,
they're great.
It was a very pretty piece. I did really like that, but I hated the piece.
Yeah, I knew you would. It's so over the top, but it's kind of how like an actual like campfire. Like if you're all sitting around a campfire, you're all gonna be wanting to tell kind of tall stories.
Yeah.
Because if you just tell regular stories and don't embellish them at all, it's just gonna be kind of boring.
That's true
for the most part.
And one of the things I didn't like about it was both some pretty blatant racism and sexism in it. But the truth is, I mean, if you go with that, and that makes sense too. If you go with that, I mean, that would have been the way they would have been telling the story in that day and at that time, too. But also, we saw that Johnny Appleseed brought people together with the drunkenness, who were both white and were Native American. So, I mean, obviously, apples solve racism, right?
Well, I mean, they definitely took a lot of liberties with the historical accuracy.
So, for me, Bumble Boogie was number 4 for me. I really liked that one. It was just fast music, and it didn't last so long for it to annoy me, so I really liked it.
So I actually had Bumble Boogie as my number 5.
Okay.
And it's just more because it was just like, it was enjoyable and quick, but it actually felt kind of out of place in this film, I thought.
Yeah.
Like, because it almost just felt like something that should have been in Fantasia. With Mickey directing it, and like, I don't know.
No, that makes sense to me. So number 5 for me was Little Toot. I actually was kind of dreading the Andrews sisters because I kind of thought that they would be really just trying to recreate what they did with. It's called A Love Story.
Oh, man, it's been
and that was from another one.
I saw that.
Yeah. They did something new, fresh. I mean, it still sounded like them, but it was good. So number 6.
So I put Blame It on the Samba.
I did too.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I like it. And it does have good music. Yeah, and what you mentioned while we were watching it, you were just hating on the bird. So
they have that stupid bird that I think showed up first in, I can't remember if it was Three Caballeros or Saludos Amigos. But either way, it was just so annoying. Everything that it did, I hate that bird, and I want to I don't know. I want to see it die a painful death on screen.
Cook it in a pot.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. So number 7.
So me, I had Little Toot as number 7.
Yeah.
Although I don't know, I could probably be interchangeable for Blame It on the Samba. Both those I kind of feel the same. Like,
Okay.
Little 2, just, I don't know, it just wasn't that impressive to me.
Yeah.
They have like all the animations when he's kind of getting chased by the waves and the thunder and everything, and there's like claws coming at him.
Yeah.
Like in the waves and the clouds and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, I liked the animation for Little 2, but more of it was, I guess I kind of liked the storyline. I liked how it was talking about more the growth of this character and how he kept trying to do things that were good, but he kept failing at it.
Okay.
But at the same time, then the moral at the very end, I realized, was very much works oriented. It was like, so your dad isn't going to be proud of you unless you do everything that you should do.
I didn't. Maybe I missed something, but how does he like get away from the cops that apprehended him after he caused the disaster?
Yeah, I wasn't sure about
All
that
of a sudden,
either.
he's just like back,
just in the middle of the ocean.
maybe he just had to go to juvie or something. They can't put him in real prison.
So number 7 for me was Pecos Bill. It was it was a fun movie, I guess.
I understand that. It's very, very silly.
But very
like just so over the top.
Well, just lots of male gaze, lots of racism, lots of like. There's one point when the love interest is standing on top of this huge like cliff, and then her Pecos is there with her, and she like has to stand with her hip like like. And it's like nobody else is even looking. Why are you standing like you're modeling or something? Even it's just very. It was like you're doing all the male gaze for the camera altogether. Yeah. I didn't like it.
And doing the wolf whistle, they do that several times.
Yeah, they did the wolf whistle. They said that something about all the paint came off of the Native Americans, and that's why we have the painted caverns or something like that.
Desert.
Painted desert. Okay, yeah, that was it. It was like, this is cringy.
Like they're just all dancing or something, and he just walks by and starts shooting at him with his unlimited pistol ammo.
Just it never runs out of any ammo at all. It was still a fun little short, but I was cringing through the whole time. That's why you knew I hated it.
Yeah.
Also, I hate country music.
Yeah, but you don't like any of the music?
No, I've never liked country music. Did you like it?
Yeah, that style of like older country music is great. Like,
well, I have to. So I'm trying to dissociate my own thoughts with it all, and I know it was decent music, so I have to still give it that. As far as the ranking goes, that I'll put it in, it's going to be higher than some.
Well, and it has Roy Rogers too.
It does have
Roy
Rogers,
even know who it is.
I don't know who that is.
No. I think I've only seen it in like maybe one thing.
Well, that's it for this segment. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and I'm glad you guys got to meet my brother. You guys have a good day, and I'll see you again in a couple days here. Bye.